We got Sodiq Yusuff back here on the program, who's coming off a huge win over Mike Davis at Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series on July 24th, where he earned himself a UFC contract. Sodiq, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. A little bruised leg, but outside of that, I can't complain.
I bet, man, and congratulations on getting the UFC deal. I got to know, heading into the fight, were you surprised at how much of an underdog you were against Mike Davis? It seemed like a lot of people were counting you out.
Yeah, well, like I said before, I found out I thought I was a 2-1 underdog because Vic came in my room and he told me like a couple hours before the fight. It was like, hey man, you won't believe the odds on this thing. You're a 2-1 underdog. I just put so much money on you. And that's when I found out because I didn't check. I stopped looking online like maybe like a week or 2 weeks before the fight. So I stopped looking at a bunch of like MMA blogs and all that stuff just to focus. But when Vic told me I was a 2-1 underdog, I was like, a lot of money. But then after I watched the fight on Fight Pass, I saw Felder said I was a 3-1 underdog, and I was like, damn man, like they really thought I suck. Which it's I don't know. Maybe somebody dropped the ball over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think part of it, though, I don't even think was a slight on you. I think it was that a lot of people were hyped on Mike Davis just because of the camp he's from and everything like that. And I think I even saw Ariel Helwani tweet something about, Mike Davis is supposed to be the next big thing. So it seemed like everyone was sort of putting their eggs in his basket, but they forgot about how good you were. But nonetheless, you get the win. What was the game plan heading into the fight, and do you feel like you executed it?
Yeah, the game plan, honestly, well, first and foremost was to try to get a quick finish just because of the whole contenders type of stuff. You got to get a finish to impress Dana and blah blah blah. So that's like if I couldn't get that done, then it's to make sure I just put up an impressive display. And the fact that I was able to go third, I was really happy because I was a third fight. It's like right in the middle. You get to see everybody before you, and you're in a spot where it's not too late to be the first person to make the impression. You want to go. You want to be. You don't want to be the first fight of the night because you might have like a crazy good fight, and then the next fight after you is crazy good too. But they remember the last one. So I was right in the middle. I saw the first one was a decision. The second one was a finish, but it wasn't anything spectacular. So I was like, all right, let's go for this finish. Let's go for this finish. Once I couldn't get the finish in the first, then I had to revert to what I was working on in camp. I'm sorry about the
Oh, no
text.
worries. You're a popular guy, man. Like I said, you got the UFC contract, so it's totally
Yeah,
understandable.
it's changed so much in the last 3 days.
No, I bet, and we'll talk all about that in a sec. But you get your hand raised. Honestly, percentage wise, in your head, what was the percentage you thought you were going to get a UFC contract?
100%.
Okay.
100. Yeah, I never doubted it at all. I knew for sure I was gonna get that contract because not even just based off the first round. I knew for sure like all three fights. I didn't see him get up and give us an ovation until after the fight. But I could tell from the reaction of everybody that was around us, and as soon as I walked out of the cage, the reaction of everybody I was walking by, I was like, oh yeah, nah, I got that junk sealed. Unless the only thing that was gonna make me worried was Nick Newell's performance because I know if he had showed out, he was gonna get that contract for sure. And if Dana was like, all right, we're only doing two tonight, then it would have been a little difficult.
So you find out, you get the contract. I mean, what's going through your head at this point? Because it was is well earned, man. I mean, you had an interesting road getting here and everything like that, and you finally get the contract. What's going through your head?
Man, it's just honestly at that time I was kind of in a lot of pain. I was just waiting to get the contract so I could go to the hospital. I was supposed to go to the hospital right after the fight, but I told them please let me stay. Just I don't know, just in case if my presence would have made a difference. Like maybe them seeing my face will make them more likely to give me a contract. But as soon as I got it, man, it's like it feels this is where I belong. You've been interviewing me for a long time. I've been telling you about where I was gonna be for a while. It's just this contract is just like a solid solidifying it. Like okay, here we are.
And it must have been pretty cool when you heard that James had won so much money on your fight because he's your teammate and he believed in you and everything like that. Like that, I thought that was hilarious, and everyone was talking about that. Even John Anik.
Yeah, man, James is a big time. He's really good at picking fights, and James knows me from the beginning of my career. There's no way I should ever be a 3-1 underdog. I don't care who I'm going against. 3-1 is insulting. James, man, as soon as he said that, he was super excited for 2-1. So I don't know when he made the bet. I think I got worse and worse. I became more and more of an underdog as the fight came closer. So when he made the bet, it was only like 2-1 or something, but he still won a lot of money. I haven't received any piece of that money, but he
Yeah,
won it.
he owes you dinner. That's the rule, I think. If he bets on you,
Yeah.
he's gotta take you out for dinner. Did anyone else win any big money on you? Any other friends or family?
No, like some strangers. A lot of strangers came up to me, but the biggest one I saw was 11 grand. That guy offered me a drink. I don't drink, but 11 grand, you shouldn't be offering me a drink, you know. You should be offering me a little bit of cash.
Yeah, way more. I agree.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I saw you got a lot of really good feedback on social media. One of them that really stood out was Kamaru Usman, who's also from Nigeria. You know, I mean, that must have been nice. Having him, give you some props there because he's one of the top fighters.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. Like, all Nigerians, we all look out for each other. Me and Israel, we always talk on social media. Like I always make the joke that I'm in the African Illuminati. All the African top MMA people, they all chime in and we all talk to each other on social media and stuff like that. So it's all love, man. It's like even the people that don't fight, if they see Nigerians doing something positive out there, something that represents the culture in a positive way, they're gonna show you mad love.
Is that something you kind of anticipated getting a UFC contract? Is that you're a role model now? I mean, I know you were before, but now you're on the biggest platform. You want to set that good example, and I think you mentioned all those guys there. You're not going to find many better role models than that in MMA. I mean, it's a pretty cool class that you're a part of.
Yeah, 100%, man. Because there's not outside of the whole doctor and nurse route, there's not a lot of stuff that people are really expecting from us to do. So anything that's positive that gives other people hope back home, there's some people that feel trapped and they don't have a way out, and not all of them could go the doctor or nurse route. This is just another avenue, and my people are naturally athletic. Genetics is a real thing, So if they see this and the sport starts to build and build more back home, little kids that they don't have much education, or they don't have a way to get some education, they can always rely on this. The amount of work you put in MMA is usually what you get out.
What was the feedback like from the UFC? Did you talk to Dana or anyone else after your performance?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I talked to Dana like cage side. Like as soon as I finished, I walked over to him. It was when they were showing the highlights, and I was just telling him about our people. It's about time we get a shot. I know that Irish got a big push. It's about time you give Africans a big push. It's a whole damn continent. Y'all can make some market shit work over there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And how did you celebrate after the win? You said, I mean, you don't drink, but I imagine you had a nice meal after the fight.
Dang, let me see if I could. I don't drink, but I'm a big addict of ice cream. So
Okay, good stuff.
the night of, I actually woke up in the middle of the night choking. My coach was next to me, and I woke him up like at 3 o'clock at night because I ate about five of those little ice cream things, and my stomach is still small from the weight cut. So I'm just over there overstuffing myself. I did way too much. I woke up choking, coughing in the middle of the night. I had to run to the bathroom. But that's my celebration, man. I don't drink and I don't smoke, but my vices are like junk food.
That's good. What type of ice cream? Do you have a particular flavor? Like what's on the top of the
I'm
list?
glad you asked, James. I'm glad you asked, man. My thing, okay, at the top, it used to be Haagen-Dazs caramel cone, but lately I've been messing with the Haagen-Dazs Swiss almond.
Okay.
Then I go to the Talenti almond chocolate. Man, now you got me started. Talenti almond chocolate and any type of Oreo cookies and cream ice cream. But at the top is the Haagen-Dazs Swiss caramel cone or the Swiss almond.
Okay. What about store? That's all store bought. But what about like chain ice cream, like Dairy Queen or Baskin and Robbins? Any preference there, or you prefer the store bought stuff?
Ah, man, the store bought is where you gotta go. Trust me.
Yeah. No, it can be dangerous though. You leave that in the fridge, then it's 2 in the morning. All of a sudden, you get through two of them. So
It doesn't last that long.
exactly. No, I hear you on that. I'm sure you're taking some well-deserved time off. When are you looking to get back in the cage as far as your UFC debut?
Probably close around November, December.
Okay.
But stuff, whatever's going on with this foot, if it's okay, I just got the X-ray this morning, and I'm supposed to go to the doctor tomorrow to see what's going on with it. As long as it's okay and I'm good to train, I'm right back. I'm gonna be back in the gym probably at the end of this week. So just it'll be cool to make my debut on a card with Vic. I looked up to Vic for so long. It'd be nice to go in there together.
Well, I was going to say, you mentioned December. There's that pay-per-view in Toronto, where I'm from, just down the street. I mean, is that something that would be interesting to you? Because there's a lot of African Canadians in Toronto.
Yeah, but if we could come over here, I'll be super excited.
That's true too. Yeah.
Exactly. There's an MGM over here, and if they haven't been to Maryland in a while. They keep going to Virginia, but if they could do something in DC or Maryland, man, that would be awesome.
Okay, that's good. Good to keep in mind. Is there anyone you want to fight? I know you're just getting in the UFC, but is there a preference on an opponent, or you leave that up to your management?
Yeah, not really. I leave it up to my management. Honestly, man, if we could do some type of like Africa type UFC, like a all African card, or one where it's like a bunch of Africans on there, man, that would be super dope.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't think Usman has a fight booked yet. I know there's rumblings about him maybe fighting Rafael dos Anjos, but that would be cool to be on a card like that. You should nudge Dana White and say, hey, man, we got to represent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right, well, Sodiq, it's great catching up with you, and again, congratulations on getting the contract. Just to remind people.
Hey, remember,
Sorry, go ahead.
I told you, I was like, man, when I got the fight, I was expecting for it to be a hard little war, unless if he slept on me. And then when we was playing the replay, it was like, oh, this guy can't strike with me, he can't blah, blah, blah. And then it ends up being a little 30-27 decision. So, hey, it's all good.
Are you going to buy a lottery ticket then?
Man, I wish I wasn't a broke boy before the fight, and I wish I had known about the odds. I'll tell you this: my coach dropped the ball hard on the fight. He said he was trying to bet 5 grand on the fight. The casino we was at wasn't taking bets on it though. I think only the MGM was taking bets on it. And by the time everything was all done, he was sending people to go put money on it. And then after the fight, he called him up like, yeah, so how much did you end up putting on it? He put $0 on the fight. So so he dropped the ball hard. The only people that really made money is like Vic and like a couple, like three other of my teammates and a bunch of strangers.
Good stuff, man. Well, just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or anything like that. And I don't know if you saw those T-shirts; they were pretty badass the last time I talked to you.
Yeah. I want to remake those T-shirts. I think some of them are still on. Represent is Super Squads is the title of the T-shirt, but I'm gonna remake some new ones. But you can always follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's all Super Sodiq, and I want you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to start doing a lot more behind the scenes stuff so people can get to know me better and not just know me for just a random Nigerian guy, you know.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.